Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Okay, so today we are going to explore a new episode about the 20 regions of Italy explained. And after Sardinia in alphabetical order, today we are going finally to explore Sicily, one of the most um, renowned regions in Italy from the expats from all over the world. Okay, so let's start investigating what this region has to offer. So let's start reading this article written by this Italian website called italia.it that I would highly recommend to everyone to have a look if you want to visit Italy. It's a good place where to start and research the place where you would like to visit and go. Now, let's start reading. A dive into Sicily, where a sea of art, culture, and nature will seduce you and become eternal love. A predominantly hilly and mountainous area, but one that wins the hearts of tourists from all over the world with its wonderful sea and rich cities with a charm all their own. Sicily is a picture postcard island characterized by the indelible marks of the people who have lived there and made it unique, amidst artistic and cultural testimonies of enormous value. Okay, now let's start seeing a bit the map here of Sicily to understand which one are the provinces and which one is the capital of the region itself. Let's start from the capital. So, the capital of the region of this island, because anyway, Sicily is an island, with Sardinia are the two only regions in Italy that are islands. Now, Palermo is the capital and is also province. Then going eastern direction, going western direction, we find Trapani, that is the most eastern province in Sicily Island. Then going southern west, eastern southern direction, we find Agrigento. Okay, very famous town, very famous city, and so is also a province. Then anyway, here we have going eastern direction, we find Caltanissetta province. Then the only province without, let me say, sea that is in the inner part of the island is Enna. It's called Enna province. Then, okay, let's go southern direction. We have Ragusa province. Ragusa, in Italy, we don't say R, but we say R, Ragusa. Then we have Siracusa. Syracuse is the only town here, as we can see, that has an English name, while, for example, in Italian, we say Siracusa. Then going northern direction, we have Catania. Catania and Palermo are the biggest town, very big rivals. There's a big rivalry between these two cities in Sicily. And then going northern direction, the province that is closer to the Italian peninsula is Messina province. Okay, so here we had a quick look to the map. Let's go and let's investigate more about this beautiful region. Now, okay, let's start reading. Sicily, island of eternal summer, culture, and archaeology. Now, here we have one of the many, probably thousands of beautiful beaches that you can find here in Sicily. There are so many that I'd say it could be very hard to pick up which one is the best. Anyway, let's go and let's read. It is the largest island in the Mediterranean where art, history, and culture intertwine in an astonishing mix that unravels from the sea to the mountains, passing through countryside and seaside villages. Sicily, dotted with priceless sites and Greek Arab Norman vestiges, sumptuously embellished by Baroque and blessed with a mild climate in every season, is a paradise you will not forget. Let me say that because it's the southern region of Italy, is the one that you might find for real the mildest weather, even during the wintry times. I'd say you might have very high temperature even during the summer of in the winter. Obviously, you might also have some cold days. The more you go into the inland, obviously there are mountains and obviously temperature might drop, but on the coast, let me say, temperature are always very mild. Okay, now let's read here origins and history of Sicily. Now, attracted by the fertile volcanic lands and resource rich areas, groups of Chalcidian merchants founded Naxos. Now, Naxos is very famous for the gardens. There are the so called Naxos gardens that are highly recommended to be visited. The Greek established trading emporia and Greek colonies, which grew to the size of flourishing cities like Siracusa, Catania, Sedinunte, Agrigento, Gela. The, Mar- the, Mame- the Mamertines, an Italic population that had occupied Messina, threatened by the Carthaginians, asked the Romans for help and started the First Punic War. Sicily was transformed into a province with a rich agricultural production, and from this period, artifacts and monuments remain in Termini Imerese, Catania, Tindari, Taormina, and Piazza Armerina. To get an idea, visit the Roman Villa del Casale. Okay, at the fall of the Western Roman Empire, it was ceded to Odoacer, and later to the Visigoths of Theodoric, who were followed by the Arabs in Sicily with the landing at Mazara. So it's well known that the Arabs conquered Sicily for nearly 300 years. It was then the turn of the Normans in Sicily, who made it a prosperous and peaceful kingdom. Of this period, special mention is made of Frederick II, one of the greatest monarchs of the Middle Ages. The Sicilian Vesper Revolt then led to the definitive expulsion of the French from Sicily, and Frederick III became Viceroy in Palermo, later elected King of Sicily. There followed an alternation of Spanish and Savoy rule, but following the Battle of Bitonto, Sicily returned to the Spanish orbit with the coronation of Charles III as king of the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. With Garibaldi bravery, the region was annexed to the Kingdom of Italy. So this was a kind of short history description. Okay, now let's investigate more about the cities, the main cities of Sicily. Now, start in Palermo, the authentic and inimitable soul of the island, a city teeming with chaotic markets and sumptuously embellished by Baroque, revealing its past with red of its Arab Norman domes. Some of its aristocratic palaces, churches, and monuments have become UNESCO World Heritage, but you won't need a trip to see them all. Start with Palermo Cathedral, Palazzo dei Normanni, with the Palatine Chapel, and the Church of San Giovanni degli Eremiti, and mark the rest for the next experience, for the next time, because you will come back. East of Palermo and accessible by ferry from Milazzo are the Aeolian Islands, le Isole Eolie, we say in Italian. Vulcano, Stromboli, Lipari, Panarea, Alicudi, Filicudi, and Salina. Basiluzzo, Dattilo, Lisca Nera, Bottaro, and Lisca Bianca. If you can, treat yourself to a break in one of these fragments of volcanic paradise scattered off the northern coast in the province of Messina. Now, on the other side of Sicily, there is Catania, the island's second city after Palermo and its eternal rival. Head straight to Piazza del Duomo to admire the Fountain of the Elephant, sculpted in black lava. It is said to have the power to appease the wrath of the volcano Etna, in whose shadow the city stands. On the same coast, but 50 kilometers to the north, is Taormina, rich in archaeological sites and wonderful beaches. Visit the Greek theater in Taormina, which is beautiful. I mean, I've been to Sicily once. I visited few different places, but obviously I have to say the one that spotted that still is in my mind uh, is the Greek theater in Taormina. But Taormina is simply a pearl, is a gem, is simply a beautiful place. The second largest in Sicily, as well as the magnificent Isola Bella, an islet connected to the coast by an isthmus that only appears at low tide. Also on the east coast is Siracusa, and the beautiful island of Ortigia. Split your time between the magnificent old town full of squares, fountains, and palaces, and the archaeological area of the Neopolis Park. The last destination is the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, that cannot be missed. I mean, this is another place that I visited myself, obviously, beautiful. One of the best preserved archaeological parks in the world and fundamental testimony to the passage of Hellenic civilization. Hellenic means the Greek civilization. Okay, what to see in Sicily for unmissable sights. Wow, look at this beautiful place here, this beautiful beach, unique, I'd say, kind of unique in the world. Now, if you are a sea lover and on holiday in Sicily, it is highly likely you'll love the ocean here. So don't miss Scala dei Turchi. I think that picture was Scala dei Turchi. An enchanting white cliff face overlooking the sea, also recounted in the adventures of Andrea Camilleri's Commissario Montalbano. Andrea Camilleri is a writer, is an Italian writer. Also worth seeing are the Egadi Islands, Favignana, Levanzo, and Marettimo, are another opportunity of excursion or mini vacation of sea, nature, and relaxation. Taormina's Isola Bella and Lampedusa Spiaggia dei Conigli, the Rabbit Beach, are also worth a visit. The latter can only be reached after a nice hike, but its crystal clear water, fine white sand, and wild nature will be worth the pain. Don't leave out San Vito Lo Capo, a small, beautiful seaside resort in the northwestern Sicily. Around here are precisely between San Vito and Scopello, lies Sicily's first nature reserve, a path studded with wonders. La Zingaro Reserve, the Gypsy Reserve, 7 kilometers of unspoilt nature where birds of prey live and nest. The vegetation explodes with colors and where the sea is tinged with green and blue. All right, now next. The unusual places of Sicily, three destinations for curious visitors. Okay, looking for something tourist guide don't tell you? Find the Andromeda Theater, an open-air stone theater at an altitude of 1,000 meters, so it's probably on the top of one of the Sicilian mountains, amidst unspoiled nature and wild scenery, and you will not be disappointed. On the Argimusco Plateau, an archaeological and naturalistic site close to the Bosco di Malabotta Natural Reserve in the province of Messina, formed by huge rocks millions of years old with a rare shape. Or the Grotta delle Trabacche, near Ragusa. It is an ancient Roman catacomb immersed in the countryside. The catacombs were the Roman graves, okay, so where they were burying uh, the dead. And they used to call it catacomb. Then the typical products of Sicily, five specialities. Okay, now here we enter in the cuisine that, believe me, a paragraph like this is not enough to describe the Sicilian cuisine, but let's see what they're saying here in Italia.it. No cuisine is as tasty and mouth-watering as Sicilian. To understand what we mean, try caponata, a dish made with aubergines, celery, and onion, flavored with capers, vinegar, olives, and sultanas. For those with a sweet tooth, there are the Bronte pistachios, PDO, pistacchio. In Italian, we say pistacchio. We never say pistachios. And slow food presidium, an ingredient in many sweets and savory recipes, almost almond paste, prepared with finely ground whole almonds mixed with flour, sugar, and rose water, and modica chocolate, cold, processed, and characterized by the grains of sugar still intact. Also typical is manna, the ash tree stylus, which flavors, sweetens, and aids leavening. You can't say you have been to Sicily if you never tried pasta alla norma, bread, panelle, croquette, arancini, and the sandwich with spleen. And then again, the granita with brioche, cassata, Sicilian cannolo, and so on. Again and again. Okay, now the last thing to say here about Sicily, events in Sicily, an opportunity not to be missed. Among the appointments with tradition, there is one worth seeing. It is the Carnival of Acireale, one of the oldest on the islands, during which allegorical and flowered decades floats parade. Okay, my friends, so I hope you enjoyed the video about Sicily, about discovering Sicily. And so I'll see you to my next video about the next episode about the 20 Italian regions here on my channel, Italy, a place to love. And so I wish you a lovely day and I'll see you to my next video. Bye.